What's up everyone, KRTUGO here, back with some more F1 2021, and today we're going to be doing the weekly event in Bahrain. And as you can see, yes, I had to actually lower the difficulty down from 95 to 90 just to be able to finish this event. Um, yeah, haven't been playing much and I'm a little rusty. So we are going to be using the setup from our Bahrain Hot Lap setup. So if you want to see that setup, check out my Hot Lap Plus setup video on Bahrain. It's going to be the same exact setup that I'm using here for this event. We are in Red Bull today, and our goal is to win it. And we are currently in 6th place with roughly around 13 laps to go. So we're on hard tires, and yeah,
Max has dropped out of the race.
our teammate is out of the race, and yeah, back to the hard tires. I don't like the hard tires around this track. I don't. I'm pretty sure when I did my race, a one stop wasn't even feasible, so I didn't even do it. But even if it was, I don't think I would have done it around Bahrain. Just due to the fact I don't like the hard tires around Bahrain. But here we are, need to get past and catch up to Stroll and Ocon. So those are going to be our first two guys that we have to catch up to and pass. And yeah, this is, like I said, I had to lower the difficulty a bit. So I just lowered it from 95 to 90. So I know that's going to affect my end score, and I will be extremely happy if I can get in the top 5. That is my goal when I do these events. From where I am right now, skill-wise in this game, I'm aiming for top 5% in the weekly events, and I'm aiming to be able to race 95 AI during my career, which I will be hopefully be working on soon. I have been working on Spain, which, yeah, I really do not like Spain. It's probably one of my worst tracks to race on, so it's been taking me a little bit, but that is definitely a work in progress. And yeah, like I said, this race a little rusty. I think I had to use 2 flashbacks during it. Not, I'm not gonna lie, I made mistakes. I had to use them. And if you really paid attention, you would have noticed at the end of the video when you saw the points anyway. So, no point in me hiding it. I mean, I did edit them out just to save some time. But yeah, this track is, took me a little bit to get back into the groove of. It's definitely some of the turns are technical as Alonso goes into the pits, so that is one person down. We do pass a couple people in the pits, which makes this a bit easier, and we don't gotta pass them on the track. As we are catching up to Stroll now, and we kind of had to take a bit of a different line just to avoid hitting him. Yeah, this 90 AI, they're a bit easy for me, but the 95's a bit too hard for me at this point, I think. But my next career race at Spain, I am going to be racing on 95, so we'll actually see what happens there. Honestly, I just think these weekly events are somewhat ridiculously hard on purpose. I mean, realistically, I don't see Red Bull being stuck behind an AlphaTauri. or Stroll and Aston Martin. But yeah. And here we had to messed up my braking line a little bit. Because I didn't want to hit Stroll. Here we are with DRS and ERS down the main straight to pass Stroll quite easily. It gives us enough time to get back over to the left, open up that turn 1, and now we are past Ocon with DRS again, but I'm pretty sure he is too far ahead to try to take him over in this turn, and he is. So we're just going to play the patient game. Honestly, F1 is a lot about patience, unless suddenly a gap opens up. But yeah, so we're just gonna kind of coast behind them, take care of our tires as we make a little mistake down there, as being stuck behind him does affect the car, and I'm not a fan of it, but it's more realistic that way, so I'm not gonna complain. But here we are right up on Ocon. We're gonna have to brake a little early just so we don't get too close to him on the exit and cause an incident, as we are really close to him now. We might actually be able to get past him before the last turn, as we're out braking him a little bit, and it seems like he got a little squirrely there, it almost looked like. Under braking, and we get past him and we get the bonus of DRS, so that is a great pass for me, honestly. I feel like that's probably the best way to do that, because if you pass him before the DRS line, then you're not going to get the DRS, and there is a chance of him coming back on that straight with DRS and getting past you. As he had DRS on that straight, but was unable to even get close enough to even attempt to make a pass on me. So our next victim is going to be Ricciardo, and he is 5.5 seconds up, which means there is traffic in our way. Looks like there is a Haas at Alfa Romeo, and then it's going to be Ricciardo.
Gap to car in front is 4.9 seconds. Right, some information on Hamilton. They have an issue with their car. They're going to be slow.
Alright, so Hamilton has an issue with his car, which he's actually currently leading the race 11 seconds in front of us. As you can see, we are actually starting to catch up to those back markers and Ricciardo a little bit, with Ricciardo only being 4.5 seconds ahead now versus the 5.5 seconds. So we need to catch up to these guys that we're starting to see pretty quickly and get past them, so we can take the race to Ricciardo in the last 7 laps of the race. Actually, correction, 8 laps of the race. My bad. Here we are, main straight, as Hamilton pits, so we are going to fly by him as he just sounds like it just released from the pits.
1.6 seconds.
and Stroll is 1.5 seconds behind us, so I don't see any threat from him anytime soon. As we're catching up to Ricciardo pretty quickly, he's on mediums, so I guess he's worked those mediums pretty long and they are on the end of their life, if not over their lifespan, which is probably why we're catching up to him so quickly on hards. As we start to catch up to Schumacher, and he just lets us by. What a nice gentleman to let us by there. I honestly, if I was him, I probably would have waited to the straight. But that was really nice of him. The AI have a tendency to sometimes let you by when you want them to, and then other times they want to wait till the very last second to get out of your way. As we start to catch up to Raikkonen, here he is on this straight. As we get a little squirrely on that exit and start drifting the car, we are catching him, and as you can see, Raikkonen is one of those people that just does not want to get out of the way till the last second. We pretty much have to push him out of our way, and he was blue flagged. He should have got over and just let us pass, and it would have been easier. But we were past Ricciardo, or Raikkonen, with only Ricciardo left as we outbrake ourselves there into turn 1. Ricciardo is 2 seconds ahead of us as Bottas just sets the fastest lap of the race. Only 6 seconds left. We have to catch up to Ricciardo.
The gap to the car behind is 2.4 seconds.
And pass Ricciardo, as Jeff tells us that Stroll is just, well, really far behind us at 2.7 seconds. As Ricciardo is only 1.8 seconds away from us now. You're starting to gain onto him, and I do really well in this third sector. I've set fastest sector times in third sector around this track, I think 3 times during this race. And yeah, the rest of the sector, not so great at. The third sector, apparently I do really well in the third sector versus the AI. As you can see, we caught up to Ricciardo. He is only 1.1 seconds ahead of us now. Catching up to him with 6 laps left to go. As Lewis Hamilton sets the fastest lap with a 1.29. And yeah, like I said earlier, I tried doing this on 95% AI, and I was doing roughly around the same lap time size I am doing this time. I was roughly around the 130.8.7 mark, and it wasn't enough to beat the AI under 95. But as we get closer to Ricciardo, who's in first place, and we are going to have DRS on the straight, we are not going to launch an attack quite yet. We're going to wait, stay behind him for a little bit. There's some lap traffic in front of him, so that might aid us a little bit, but I think we're going to have to pass Ricciardo before we even get to them. Like I said, I am really well in this last third sector, which is why I chose to wait as we go choose to pass him and get the slipstream on Giovinazzi, but then he tries to close it and has a tight gap to aim for. And we get it done up the inside, and yeah, it was a bit sketchy, not gonna lie, as Ricciardo did try to close the gap on us going on to the right, but then Giovinazzi was there as well, and he left just enough room for us to squeeze by right in between both of them. So honestly, that's probably one of the best overtake moves I've ever done, just because of that tight gap. But yeah, like I was saying, 95% AI, right around the same lap times, was unable to finish first. However, bumped it down to 90, And as you can see, I am in first place right now with Ricardo
We have
1.2
5
seconds
laps of fuel
behind us.
remaining.
And there are 4 laps left in this race. So yeah, there's quite a big gap between 90 and 95, I guess. I thought I was actually pretty good at this track, but I think there's actually a lot of time for me to gain around this track. I think this track isn't one of my best tracks. It's definitely better than Spain, I think, but we'll see. My next career race is around Spain, so we'll see how I can perform there, where I'll be racing against 95, and if I have to lower it back down to 90 for a little bit, I will, but I might, depending where we finish, I might just keep it there as we skip ahead.
This is your
to
final
the
lap.
last lap,
Final lap of the race.
with Ricardo now 7.3 seconds behind us, and Hamilton has caught up and passed all the traffic and is 6 seconds behind us. I am safe to say that we have won the Grand Prix. Hamilton is not going to gain 6 seconds and pass us in one lap. That would just be ridiculous. So here we are on the last lap, trying to just keep it clean, not mess up. Obviously, that is the goal, especially when you have a gap like that and you're on the last lap.
There's only one
No
lap
reason
of
to
fuel
push.
remaining.
We do not mess up that turn. Hardest turn of the track. Very, very difficult to get right. And I could probably take that turn a lot faster, but I don't have the ability to. So this turn right here as well is a turn I struggle with. It is a very, very hard turn, as there is very little brake references for you to be able to figure out when to turn in and get that. As we go down the last turn of the track, going to the straight to win the Grand Prix and to pass the event challenge. We win the Grand Prix, and now we just have to wait and see how many points I scored, as Esteban Ocon gets driver of the day.
Red Bull are our winners today
Red
after
Bull
showcasing some
wins the race
incredible driving.
with
There's been a huge push from them
Mercedes
lately to stay
2
competitive
and 3.
with the other teams, and they're certainly proving themselves.
So as we have our bright yellow shoes on, celebrating with Hamilton and Bottas, we soon go to the next screen. Which is the XP screen. Yeah, so this event was fun. It's a bit of a challenge. Finishing 5.8 seconds in front of both Hamilton, as Bottas finished second, and we get a 511,000 points. That's actually a lot higher than I was actually expecting, considering I had to lower down the difficulty. Clean lap bonus is a 48,000, so I might compare that to the last weekly event I did and see what the difference was just in clean lap bonus. But yeah, so with that, I feel like that is enough to put us in the top 5%, and it is the top 4% actually, and I'm happy with that. And that is going to be it. So thanks for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time.